Hey, good evening, everyone in music land. So, today I wanted to do another edition of how I became a fan of. So, if you saw the first one, that was about Tina Marie, how I became a fan of her. So this is part two. So tonight I'm going to talk to you about the Godfather of Soul, the hardest working man in show business. Those are the titles that he's been given. Mr. Yes, you guessed it, Mr. James Brown. So, how did I become a fan of James Brown? Well, so basically, the first James Brown songs that I remember hearing, I heard in the early 90s, so around 1990, 1991, 92, when I was in kindergarten in first grade. And the first two songs that I remember hearing by him were I Feel Good and Papa's Got a Brand New Bag. And I think I remember hearing Papa's Got a Brand New Bag on the trailer from Miss Doubtfire at that time. So, yeah, so, and I don't remember if I heard those songs played in the house or not. Or we lived in an apartment at that time, actually. But anyways, my dad has been a big fan of James Brown for as long as I can remember. And so in the mid 90s, I remember hearing the two songs, Mother Popcorn and Cold Sweat. And I remember, so I think I was in fourth or fifth grade, and I remember one day, I think the parts of those two songs were stuck in my head. So from Mother Popcorn, the part that was kind of stuck in my head was the middle melody that went da 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 da. Oh yeah yeah da 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 da. Yep, so that's the part that was kind of stuck in my head one day from that song, and then from Cold Sweat, the part that stuck out to me that kind of, I think it was stuck in my head the same morning, and it was da 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 da. So basically, by the mid '90s, I knew who James Brown was, and I kind of had a respect and a fascination for him. And then, anyways, fast forward to 2000, June 2000. And so, right after I finished ninth grade, so about a week or two after we finished ninth grade, right before we took a trip to Ghana, I so my I think one early evening, late afternoon, my dad took us to Best Buy, and we went there. We bought some stuff. I think we picked out a couple of CDs. I picked out a CD with Hawaiian songs on it. So that was pretty good music too. And then I think my brother picked out something else. I don't remember. But my dad picked out the James Brown album. It was the his 20 Greatest Hits album that had come out, some years earlier. So he picked that out, and of course he paid for everything, the different things that he bought, along with what I picked out, what my brother picked out. So yeah, the album he bought was this one. Let me show it to you. Yeah, so it was this album, James Brown 20 All-Time Greatest Hits. I think that came out in like 91 something, but June 2000 is when my dad brought that into the house. So right after he brought that into the house, he of course he's in his usual fashion. He the days following um us buying that him buying that album, actually I'm pretty sure he probably started playing it right after we got home on the sound system through in the house. So yeah, so I mean we got to enjoy those songs too, and yeah, I think that's when I officially became a James Brown fan. So the song "Mother Popcorn" was on there, and I believe "Papa's Got a Brand New Bag" was on there, and "Cold Sweat" was definitely on there. So I heard all those, but "Mother Popcorn" was one of the songs that stuck out to me and became an official favorite of mine. And and then on that album for the first time I heard "Man's World." So that was the first time I heard that song, "Man's World." That's a great song. And yeah, so that was June 2000. Just a few days after I had finished ninth grade, or maybe a week or two after I had finished ninth grade. So that was a pretty interesting summer, a great summer actually. Yep. So during the days following him buying that album, he played that album all the time. We all enjoyed it. I became an official fan of James Brown, and there were some other songs that I heard for the first time from that album. But yeah, so from since then I've been listening to different James Brown songs, on and off through the years, and so about 2016 I got into the song "Super Bad." Became a big fan of that song. Was listening to it on YouTube, other apps on my iPhone. Yes, I got into that song, and I also got back into the "Man's World" song as well. So really got into that, listened to it, enjoyed it. But actually, let me backtrack. Let me go all the way back to summer 2000. So when we actually went to Ghana, interestingly, one of the Ghanaian news programs, the theme song was the James Brown song. I think the name of the song is I got a good thing. Anyways, it goes ooh dun ooh dun 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 dun. I got a good thing. I ain't gonna give it up. I got a mighty good thing. Ain't gonna give it up. Ooh, da da, ooh, ooh. Yeah, so that was how that news program started off with that theme song. And yeah, so that was just an interesting side note that I thought I'd bring out. Yep, so that's how I became a fan of the late great James Brown. So well, so if you listen to the end, thank you for tuning in. I appreciate your support. And stay tuned for the next how I became a fan of. I think I'm just going to do, probably two or three more artists, probably. So, All right, so until next time, have a great week ahead, and good night. Bye bye.